I'm Sian Burton, the Commercial Director at Kiero, the international property portal. And today I have Mia Perlman with me, and she's the Managing Director at Affinity Spain. Thanks for joining me, Mia.
Hi, welcome.
Thank
How
you.
are you?
Yeah, really, really good. Thank you. How are you?
Yeah, amazing. Thank you. Looking forward to our chat.
Yeah, me too. Can't wait. Let's dive straight in. Tell me about you, Mia.
Okay, so I moved to the coast when I was 21. At the time, I worked for the market-leading agent here for many years, about 7 or 8 years. And unfortunately, in the financial crash, they had some problems and had to shut many of their offices. And so it seemed like the only option was to set up a real estate agency, and one person on my own, what I did with a friend of mine at the time. And we started very small, little bit around the dining room table kind of thing, set a website up. And it was a bleak time, it was a big worldwide crash. So it was a tough time for clients, for vendors, for everybody. But I had some knowledge. I had, 7 years of real hardcore knowledge. So it kind of saved me, let's say.
Nice.
But yeah, I got 2 children. I'm married. Working mum, basically.
Fabulous. Well done, you. And what about Affinity Spain? Tell me more about Affinity.
Yeah, so as I said, set it up because there was no jobs going. So I thought, let's give it a go with my knowledge. And it was actually supposed to remain quite small, but very quickly grew and grew and grew. We are 30, a team of 30 on 2 floors. We're based in Port Banús, in a lovely commercial centre, just behind the marina. And we kind of, we're just like a little family, really. We're a big family. There's a lot of us. And we just all are super passionate, super focused, laser focused is what I call us. And we'll talk about property day, night, anytime. We're just all kind of from the same cut, really.
Yeah.
And it's just a nice, positive place to be. And we learn from each other every day. So we're growing outside of our office, but, we're trying to stay together as a team. You don't want to separate. So yeah, it's been an amazing journey. It wasn't supposed to be this, but I'm so grateful for it.
No, that's fantastic. And I'd love to know more about your buyers. Who's buying from you right now, Mia?
So the buyers have diversified. Predominantly, we were English only. Then over the years, it's transpired. We started getting some German, French, Scandinavian. Now we have a few more nationalities in that mix. Polish are a really big market for us now. However, the English are still the predominant market. They're still the number one lovers of Spain, the coast, and for us, that's the strongest buyer.
Yeah. Okay, great. And tell me about your biggest challenge right now.
Yeah, so there's this market is always challenging. Whether you're in a boom or a bust, there's always buyers to put out. And one of the biggest challenges I would say right now there's a few more agents on the coast than there has been ever before. Mm-hmm. I mean, 3,000 plus agents on the coast, right? So maybe more agents than restaurants.
Yeah, Costa del Sol coast.
And it's absolutely saturated. And some of the agents that are new to the market are fantastic. Some of them are completely unregulated without really much structure to their business model. And they might be lucky enough to stumble across a few clients, and hopefully they'll do a good job, but that's where you hear your horror stories, where they've just dealt with somebody that just doesn't have the experience. They've gone down a rabbit hole they can't get themselves out of, and all of a sudden you have your Costa del Sol horror story, and it's such a shame.
Yeah,
it's such a safe place to buy, and all it needs, it's just a case of dealing with somebody that's reputable, has some reviews, has some classification of some sorts, and there's not very many agents that have it.
Yeah.
So, but for me, the challenge is that the other challenge on the flip side of that, clients, can be a challenge sometimes because, especially if you're a Brit, right, you don't want to pay asking price. That's for sure. I'd rather someone just told me it was more expensive and then they drop it. And right now, the price point on the coast, we're in a great price point. We're still 22% below the 2007 high.
Yeah.
So anything we're looking at now is under market value, effectively. We haven't even hit that high point of 2007. And trying to explain that to clients can be quite challenging because they want a deal. They have in their head that Spain, you can get a deal. But the Costa del Sol, particularly right now, is the number one place on the map. We've got clients that used to be in Saint-Tropez, St. Barts, Barbados, South Africa. They've dropped it all and they're all on the coastline. They've all chosen the Costa del Sol because it's got so much to offer. Yeah. But on the flip side, it's frustrating because if we look at those other coastal European, let's say, holiday towns, if you wanted a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment with a sea view in south of France, Mykonos, Ibiza, let's say, you're going to be starting at 500,000 euros. On this coastline, we can still get that, but almost under 250,000 euros.
Yeah.
And I just sometimes like to just implant that knowledge into the client's brain. So when they see something and we say it's asking price only, what I actually want to say to them is not only is it asking price only, but it's still 22% below where it should be. Yeah. So grab it now because the demand is outspying. It is outweighing the supply.
Yes.
We see something, you love it, please go for it because I might not be able to replace it. No. And how do you get that across to somebody without it sounding hard sell?
Yeah, or a bit arrogant. Yeah.
Yeah, or a bit arrogant or it doesn't come through quite as honestly as you mean it. And, we had a client yesterday and they put in an offer of 365 on a 375. Perfect. We said, let's try and get it negotiated. And the vendor said, I've actually got a third viewing. I'm going to continue my third viewing and I'll let you know afterwards if I'll accept it. Well, of course, all he did was he used our 365 offer to push the third viewing to asking price.
Yeah.
And our client wouldn't go to asking price. And now it's, the second option that we had is now not a second option. It's not, because the sights were set on that one.
Yes.
And we can't find it again. It was one off,
Yeah.
But so those are the challenges. It's good challenges, but it's still trying to get that message across. The Costa del Sol is such good value.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. I see that. I do see that. And Spain overall is great value, full stop, isn't it? It really is.
Absolutely. You can still go down to the beach and you can still have your tapas, a couple of drinks, and you can still have change out of like 45 euros, 50 euros. You can still do that here, and you can't do that in many other destinations, especially there's 325 days of sun a year.
Yeah, exactly.
Just wins. It's got so many tick boxes.
No, it has. You're right. Tell me what's exciting you about our industry right now, Mia?
Well, we have finally some form of an ombudsman that's been born on the coast. It's called the LPA. It's the Leading Property Agents of Spain. It's a group of agents. We are backed by the local town hall of Marbella, by the mayor. And we are trying to regulate the market to a point where you would need a license to do real estate. So most other countries, that's the format.
Yes.
And so it should be here as well. So out of there's many, 3,000 plus agents on the coast, we have 45 agents. That includes agents that are the longest standing agents of the Costa del Sol. Panorama is one of them, who have been here since the 70s. You know, being part of Call to Produce being built. You know, it's a really a collection of incredible agencies.
Yes.
We all, you know, we have a code of conduct. We have a lawyer that can reprimand us should we do something out of hand. We are protected in some form of our code that we will stick to, and it's like having a little extended family of agents that work within a really definitive set of rules that enable us not to do any bad practice. Yeah. And we are looking to increase that number. It's been 45 agents for a while because we just wanted to get the grounding done. And now we have that foundation in place. We would like to invite other agents to be a part of it. And hopefully we will be able to grow that to a point where the real estate market can be very regulated. You know, if a client looks after, if they pay a deposit and it doesn't get paid back rightfully, you know, we've got somebody that can back them up. Likewise, if you're part of that program and you're part of that association, you will then think before you act. And, you know, if we're getting new people that are coming into the market, which we are, they come in, they're taught the code of conduct, they're taught the right and the wrong, and off they go and they, you know, enjoy a fruitful business. So that's an exciting, you know, it's in the newspapers. They've just elected a new panel of vice presidents. Yeah. I'm one of them, which I'm delighted to be. And I hope we can kind of grow the association and include more agents, because there's a lot of good guys out there. Yes. You know, and it doesn't, you know, they can be a one-man band or they can be 30 strong, you know, real estate company. If we all work to a very good code of conduct, let's join together.
When you hear these one or two horror stories every year or so, it just brings the whole market down, doesn't it?
It's just such a black mark against a coastline where we are so much better than we were 20 years ago. You know, all of those horror stories you had. I mean, even just a taxation system here, it's gone from zero to hero in a set, you know, not that suits everybody, I know, but, you know, they've regulated, they've adapted, they've changed, they've moved forward in such a rapid format so quickly to make the Costa del Sol a safe purchase. You know, you can't, there's certain things that make a property purchase safe. Yeah. One of them is if the sun shines, right? You're going to get a sunny day. Are you near the beach? Are you near a golf course, right? You can basically close your eyes and put a pin in a map here and you're going to be near the beach, the golf, and it's definitely going to be sunny. Yeah. You know, but it's just such a fabulous place to live. It's such a fabulous place to invest in. And now it's safe. Badly, the little rogue agents out there that seem to do things in their own way with no paperwork, you know, don't use a lawyer. You know, it's a disaster because one of those situations actually covers a lot of us. The quicker we can educate the new people coming into the market and the older people that have been in the market a bit longer can help and, you know, grow that, the better for everybody, you know, because all they need to do is look, who's LPA registered? Right, perfect. And they're in the area that I'm looking for. Fantastic. Let me give them a call.
So, Mia, would you be pro you've heard about the regulations going into Alicante for agents. So agents are meant to register, they get a registration number, they get a certificate. Would you be pro that coming to the Costa del Sol?
Where do I sign?
Great.
Where do I sign? I mean, that's actually the aim of LPA. Follow, you know, what you guys have done and to have some format, some regulations, you know, some accountability. Yes, that's the field that I'm going to be an expert in. Where do I train? Where do I sign? Where do I give my credentials over to lay my cards on the table? We're not selling ice cream. You know, these are big ticket property, big value. It's a helicopter purchase. And whether that's 150,000 euros for a 2-bedroom in Versailles, or it's 4 million for a property in Sierra Blanca, it's a big transaction, the biggest transaction somebody will make in their life.
Yeah.
Use somebody that's regulated.
Yeah, yeah. And sometimes it's their life savings. It's a major purchase, not just high ticket, major.
Major. Although at this moment, Sian, I can tell you, people are not taking very long to make their decisions.
Oh, that's great.
I mean, I take longer to choose a pair of shoes in a shoe shop. I'm shocked, you know. And there's a lot of online buying. People, you know, they'll do a little video tour that works for them. Then they go for it, you know, because everybody's quite forward thinking and advanced on Google Maps, and it's all they know everything before they've stepped foot here. So in some sense for them, yeah, video tours just fine.
That was the one good thing out of COVID, wasn't it? Remote viewings.
We still do loads of them. We do loads. We had a client the other day, and their flights, their passports ran out, so they couldn't get their flight. That was it. One of the children's passports was out of date, and they didn't know. And they said, we can't even tell you when we're coming because we can't. Don't know how long the passport's going to be. So we were like, okay, well, look, we've got the tour booked. Should we just do it anyway? We'll do it, or we'll be on the phone to you. And we did it, and of course they went ahead with something. We're like, okay, are you sure?
Mia, I wonder if you'd answer a bonus question for me. And you've kind of touched on it already. You've already said there's a bit of a stock issue going on because there's more demand than there is supply. What are you predicting is going to happen for the rest of 2023 about that?
I mean, yes, we have more clients than we have properties right now. At this particular moment, that is the case. But also because we have summer, everything's rented out, the availability is a lot less than normal. The problem with the rental market here is because there's not enough hotels, properties are used as, you know, even if somebody buys not to rent out, the money that they're offered is so good that they can't, they don't turn it down. So everybody that's made it through COVID now doesn't really want to sell, you know, and they don't want that risk that if they sell their property, you know, if something happens, they've let go of that opportunity. So there is this movement where we haven't got a lot of stock. On the other hand, you hear people saying, I think there's going to be a slowdown in the market. I think another crash is coming. You know, and listen, it wouldn't be a property market without movement, right? It's a trade, it goes down. But bearing in mind, we are still below the height of the market. And bearing in mind, we have so many nationalities descending on the Costa del Sol right now. We don't have enough hotels. We don't really have enough rental properties. I think what we could see is, yes, a few more properties will become available in September and October when the holiday season dies down a little bit. But the demand is so great, you know, and we are still cheap. It's still a cheap coastline, still a great place to buy. And like I say, you know, if you want a holiday home with some guaranteed sunshine and you've got 300,000 euros, there's very little choice. And this is a box ticker. So I see the market possibly leveling a little bit, but there's still so much room for growth. I'd be amazed if we don't at least make up the 20% deficit we have.
Yes. Yeah. And whenever I take a drive down that area of the coast, there's so much activity going on, new builds, new developments. It's massive, isn't it? Some exciting developments as well, some really unusual things.
Yeah. There's some really unusual high ticket value properties and new developments, but everything is at such a high quality now.
Yeah,
you know, it's just a different ball game. The quality is high, the locations are great. You know, now you can be along this coastline and you're pretty much never more than 15 minutes from something. that you need. So, I need to get to the bank. I need to get to my golf course. I need to get to the beach. I want to go to the supermarket. Well, it's very rare that you're more than 15 minutes away from any one of those things or all of those things. So you have 180 kilometers of coastline to choose from, and you've got an airport at each end of it. It just is, like I say, a box ticker and a fantastic place for somebody to put their money. I said we have a lot of clients at the moment in Poland. It's been fantastic. They want a safe place to put their money.
Yeah.
They can't buy quick enough, really, because even though it's brand new to them, it wasn't even on their radar.
No.
So, and now they come, they explore, they realize, wow, I've got Malaga, I've got Sevilla, Cadiz. It's endless.
That brings me to the end of my questions. So that just leaves me to thank you for joining me. I've really enjoyed that chat, and really looking forward to talking to you again very soon.
Thank you, Sian. It's been lovely to talk to you too.
Brilliant. Speak soon. Thanks, Mia.
Okay.